Hi, and welcome to class. Today we are going to be practicing a restorative yoga series. So it's always good to take a pause, take a break, and here it is. Hi, and welcome to class. Today we are going to be practicing a restorative yoga series. So it's always good to take a pause, take a break, and here it is. Grab some pillows, blankets. If you happen to have yoga bolsters and yoga blankets or blocks, go ahead and grab them. Otherwise, just grab a few other things for some support. And we'll start on our backs. So if you want to take a blanket or pillow underneath the head, you can. You can also take one underneath the knees. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my bolster and take that underneath my knees. Maybe it's a pillow or two or a couple rolled up blankets. Whatever you got is great. Also, if you happen to have an eye pillow, kind of like a little sandbag that goes over the eyes, or even just a hand towel, something that can rest over the eyes and just allow you to relax the muscles around the eyes and the muscles in the face. That can be really helpful. If you live in a cold climate, make sure that you've got something warm, especially if we move into this restorative practice. We can kind of get a little bit cooler, so you want to make sure you're nice and comfy. Great. Come on down. Take these few breaths to get settled in. Shift and move props however you need to feel really comfortable here. Arms can rest wherever, legs can rest wherever, eyes can close if you choose. If you have that eye pillow or hand towel, you can rest it over the eyes. Starting to find our gentle breath. Good, especially when we move into our first restorative shape. The mind can still be quite busy, and that's okay. Start to bring that awareness to the thoughts in the mind. That first step is always just to notice. Where does your mind want to take you right now? To the future, to the past? Notice first. And then without judgment, start to bring the mind back to this present moment. You can do that by noticing your breath. You can do that by connecting to your senses. So maybe noticing the texture of your clothing or the floor, whatever is touching your skin. However you choose to find that presence, try to not connect a story to that. So sometimes our brain is so good at kind of wandering away. This is why this is called a practice. So maybe we sense the carpet underneath your arms and we think, oh, I need to vacuum the living room. Or some other random thought that kind of connects itself or tells a story about whatever it is you're observing. And if you notice that happening again, just come back and see if you can just state the facts. A few more breaths here. Nice. We're going to slowly start to transition to our next shape. And it's going to look a bit like a tree pose. So slowly start to bend the knees. And you're going to take your bolster. I'm going to bring it out to this, my left side, but it doesn't really matter what side you bring it out to. You're going to take one leg long. So for me, it's going to be my right leg. And I'm going to let my left knee kind of fall out to the side, like a tree pose if I were to be standing. If that feels like a lot of support and maybe you don't need that much, you can make it a little less. You can add a towel underneath or a blanket. You can also remove all support, but just know you're going to be there for a little while. So we want to come into a place that's super comfortable. Maybe not our deepest stretch today. And if you'd like to add some gentle chest opening or shoulder opening, you can take the arms wide like a T. You can even bend the elbows like goalposts, or rest the hands over the head like you might do in a standing tree pose. Good. Once you feel settled, take that nice slow inhale and nice slow exhale, settling into this shape for the next few breaths. We'll be here for about 4 minutes or so. And as you settle in, really feel the body start to soften into the support underneath it. So that left leg really feels heavy. Inner and outer thigh can relax. Glutes can relax on that left side. A few more breaths here. Very nice. Slowly begin to bring that leg back to center. Maybe release those arms down. You can even take the knee towards the chest, give it a little squeeze. Maybe move ankle and toes a little. Nice. We'll slowly switch sides, so take whatever support you're using and bring it over to the other side. So for me, my left leg is going to be long, right knee is going to be bent and falling out to the right side. Letting it rest on whatever support feels good. Arms again can go close to the sides, out like a T, go posts, or maybe rest overhead. Take these first few breaths here to get nice and settled. Make sure that you've got enough support. Again, this is supposed to be really relaxing. So maybe try to resist that urge to go to your absolute edge. Nice. Settle into this breath. Checking in again with the muscles in the face, eyes, jaw, neck, shoulders. Soften what you can. And again, when that mind starts to wander, come back to your anchor. So again, maybe it's connecting to your breath. Maybe it's connecting to one of your senses. Noticing anything that's touching your skin. Maybe noticing any sounds that you may hear. Or if you'd like, you can always create a mantra or an affirmation for yourself. So maybe that affirmation is, I deserve rest. I allow myself to pause. I deserve rest. I allow myself to pause. So when the mind starts to jump into that to-do list, come back again to that affirmation. I deserve rest. I allow myself to pause. Very nice. Slowly start to bring that leg back to center. Maybe bring it in towards the chest Give ankle and toes some movement here. And if you'd like, maybe bring both knees in, rock a little side to side. Stay here as long as you'd like. Wonderful. When you feel ready, we're going to come into a twist. So we'll take that support you have, bolster, blankets, pillow, towel, whatever, back over to, let's do the left side. And when you come into this shape, you're going to bend your knees. Bring the top of the pillow or the bolster, blanket, wherever you are, whatever you're using, in line with the hip. And then you're going to push it away from you at a bit of an angle. So the bottom of the bolster or pillow is kind of down by my feet. The top is pushed away. We'll take the knees in towards the chest, give them a little squeeze again. And then I'm going to drop my knees over to the left. So the way I stack that bolster, hopefully my lower legs connect to that support. If not, feel free to shift and move, whatever you need. Arms again can maybe rest out to the sides like a T if that feels good for the shoulders, or change up the shape so it feels restful for you. Good, you can always add another pillow or blanket in between the knees if that feels better for the low back. You can add more or less support here. Take your time to settle in and get comfy. We'll be here again for another 3 to 4 minutes, connecting with our breath and settling in. Once you feel like the body has settled, reconnect to your anchor, your breath, your senses, or that mantra. I deserve rest. I allow myself to pause. Hands and shoulders feel heavy. Belly and legs soften. As that mind wanders, come back again to your anchor. Another few breaths here. As you feel ready, slowly start to bring your knees and feet back to center. Take your time. And we'll start to take our support to the other side. Nice and easy, no rush. Good. We're going to line up our support. Same thing on this side. So the top of your pillow, bolster, blankets, whatever you're using is right by your hip. And then you're going to push just the top part away so your support is kind of at an angle. When you're ready, knees hug into the chest and then eventually drop towards your support. Same thing here. If you need to adjust that a little bit, go for it as much as needed. Again, you can bring some extra support in between the knees if that feels better. Do whatever you need to do with the arms. Take your time to settle in. And we'll start to find that gentle breath again. Long, slow inhale. Long, slow exhale. Maybe repeating that mantra. I deserve rest. I allow myself to pause. Notice if you can relax just 5% more. What little spaces can you soften? A few more rounds of breath here. As you feel ready, start to unwind and begin to find your way into your most comfortable shape for Shavasana, or final relaxation. Feel free to bring the bolster or pillows again underneath the knees, something underneath the head. And you can always roll to one side to rest if that feels more comfortable for you, or even come onto your belly. Taking the next few breaths to get comfy and settle in. Letting go of any last bit of tension in the mind, in the body, in the heart. Allowing yourself to deeply and fully sink into this support, to this time of rest and pause. Feel free to rest here as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this practice, feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel. And maybe even share with someone that you feel would benefit. Thank you.